Hey, Shalom Israel, Brother Reggie Jr. here. So today, guys, we're going to read Numbers chapter 31. Just picking up where I left off from last time, guys. We're going to go ahead and get right into it. Numbers 31 and verse 1, and it says, "And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Avenge the children of Israel of the Midianites. Afterward, thou shalt be gathered unto thy people," meaning you're going to die, Moses. But he says, avenge the children of Israel of the Midianites. You know why? Because this is concerning the counsel of Balaam. Hey, listen, there is nothing y'all can do to the children of Israel while the Lord is on their side. So this is the counsel I'm going to give you guys. Make Israel sin against their God, and then they will be open season for you. So those Midianite leaders, what they did was they sent their men, the same stuff they're doing today. They did it way back then. They sent their women to the men of Israel, and these men of Israel got with these women, and these women turned their heart from the Lord and started serving them Baal gods. And of course, deaths resulted because of it. The Lord was real upset and real angry. So after that, the Lord said, hey, I want y'all to get ready to go to war and vex the Midianites. Let's go here real quick to Numbers chapter, I believe it's 25. So this is essentially where we're picking up after. So I'm going to read Numbers 25, 17, and 18. So the Lord says, vex the Midianites and smite them, for they vex you with their wiles. So the Lord considers wiles or trickery or beguilement. He sees that as an act of war. Whenever it's coming from your enemies, that's considered an act of war. And we see that this fourth beast, or Babylon as we call it, they do a lot of stuff against us, brothers and sisters, that's considered acts of war. All this ideology that they're pushing on black people, this can be considered an act of war. Stuff like interracial marriage. You constantly see them putting it in movies, magazines, YouTube ads. Everywhere you go, movies, everywhere you go, you see interracial marriage being pushed. And Babylon is not going to push anything for black people that is good for them. What else they're pushing? Homosexuality, this homosexual movement. This fourth beast is putting black people face all over this stuff. And then on top of that, the whole man versus woman gender war thing, the black man versus the black woman. This fourth beast dropped that war. They dropped that war right in our community, left and sat back and watched us black men and black women fight each other. Brothers and sisters, that is considered an act of war. That's warfare. Because the other nations, they're not going to handle that. They're not going to take that. They're going to want to fight. You let another nation start putting that type of crap in their communities and stuff like that, they're going to want to fight. They're going to want to go to war. But see, we can't go to war physically. So that's why the Lord tell us to flee Babylon. Flee her ideologies and her philosophies. Because these things, brothers and sisters, they can get you in some serious trouble with the Most High. That's why he's always telling us, hey, make sure you are renewing your mind, because Babylon has so much warfare out here with just ideologies alone. And if you're not in your right mind, you'll get took out. You'll be believing some crazy stuff. So verse 18, it says, for they vex you with their wiles, wherewith they have beguiled you in the matter of Peor, and in the matter of Cosbi, the daughter of a prince of Midian, their sister, which was slain in the day of the plague for Peor's sake. That's right. And that plague was the Lord doing what? He said, hey, you men of Israel, everybody that's on the Lord's side, that didn't join themselves to the Midianites and the Moabitish women, I want you to go and I want you to slay your brothers. I want you to kill them all. That was a plague, brothers and sisters. And it ended when the last brother was slayed with this Midianitish woman. Remember, his brother had got a spear he basically pushed the spear through his brother back, and it came out through his belly, and then it pierced through Cosby, her belly. So he killed both of them instantly with one thrust. He got them at one, a shish kebab. Boom. Okay. But now the Lord is wanting the children of Israel to go to war. Okay. So now we're going to go back to Numbers chapter 31, and we're going to read the end of verse 2. Because we don't want to skip over this. It says, afterward thou shalt be gathered unto thy people. So after this war with the Midianites, the Lord wanted Moses to know, hey, I'm just going to let you know that after this war, you're going to die pretty much. Because remember, Moses was not going to lead the children of Israel into the land because he did not sanctify the Lord in their eyes when it came to smiting that rock. Okay, verse 3. And Moses spake unto the people, saying, arm some of yourselves unto the war, and let them go against the Midianites, and avenge the Lord of Midian. So that lets you know all of these ideologies that this fourth beast is pushing: interracial marriage, homosexuality, black man versus black woman. Hey man, the Lord see all of that. That's why when he get back here, man, he going to severely punish this fourth beast. Why? Because that is an act of war. Because you're launching an assault against the king's people. And who's the king? Who is the king over the children of Israel? It's the God of all heaven and earth. So he see you attacking his people. What you think the Lord going to do to you? So when Jesus get back here, it's not like these Christians tell you he's going to get back. He's going to love everybody. He's just going to give you such a big hug. His feet is barely going to glide across the ground when he goes to give you that hug. No. When Jesus come back here, he's going to be mad as hell, and he's going to be busting heads. Okay, Revelation makes that very clear. He ain't coming back to give nobody a hug. And on top of that, he looked like this people that this whole earth been abusing and taking advantage of. That's going to give these nations a shock of their life. Can you imagine that? When they see this God come out the sky and they see the angels with him and they see how dark they are. Can you imagine the fear in the eyes of this fourth beast? They going to shake. They're going to tremble, brothers and sisters. But let's keep reading. Verse 4. Of every tribe 1,000 throughout all the tribes of Israel shall ye send to the war. So there were delivered out of the thousands of Israel 1,000 of every tribe, 12,000 armed for war. And Moses sent them to the war, 1,000 of every tribe, them and Phinehas the son of Eleazar the priest to the war, with the holy instruments and the trumpets to blow in his hand. And they warred against, so they went to war. And you notice Christians never read this stuff. They don't ever want to talk about war in the Bible, none of this stuff. God literally had Israel go to war. So what is this stuff with the fourth beast in these churches telling you that this book, this Bible is soft and that God is weak or something? When we see the Lord told the children of Israel, go to war and slay these Midianites. Vex them. See, brothers and sisters, that's the ideology of the fourth beast. A lot of our people, they're wrapped up in that religion. That's why they, not my Jesus, he'll never fight. He'll never hurt anybody. He is so loving. He'll hug you. See, because they in the beast religion. But see, when you have read this Bible, you understand that this God does not play no games. And that's what we're seeing, brothers and sisters. And see, the problem with Israel is we believe anything these Babylonians tell us. The Babylonians tell us that, we should be loving people, not hurting people, We got to be godly and love everybody. See, they teach us that, these Babylonians. But the Babylonians themselves, they don't believe that. In fact, don't listen to what they say. Watch what they do. Look at these Babylonians. They ready to destroy Russia. I wish Russia would come up against us. We'll nuke their ass. We'll hit their asses with a missile. Watch how these heathen talk. Why don't they love everybody like they told you? They do that because they believe you're stupid, Israel. Hey, if you want to be mad at me because I'm saying it, be mad, but accept the truth. They think you're stupid. They know you're docile and dumb enough to believe that. You know why? Because if you ever rise up and if you ever take over this earth, they don't want you to hurt them. But it doesn't matter what they wish for. The Bible is saying they're going to be destroyed and these Babylonians are going into captivity. It's as simple as that, brothers. So these Babylonians are going into captivity, whether they like it or not. Because the Lord say, once I say something, listen, can't nobody stop my word. Not a prophet, not a praying man, not a praying woman. Once I say something, that's it. There is nothing you can do. Okay. So let's go ahead and keep going, guys. Verse 7, it says, and they, meaning the children of Israel, they warred against the Midianites, as the Lord commanded Moses, and they slew all the males. Verse 8, and they slew the kings of Midian, beside the rest of them that were slain, namely Evi, Rechem, Zur, Hur, and Reba, 5 kings of Midian. So we see that the children of Israel, they have done some major damage to these Midianites. And guess who else, brothers and sisters, that they slayed? Balaam also. Balaam was slain. Balaam, the son of Beor, they slew with the sword. So brothers and sisters, the Lord gonna get everybody that had something to do with vexing Israel. Well, I didn't physically hurt Israel. I just pushed interracial marriage on them. I didn't physically push Israel. I just dropped the whole gender war argument in their community. Slew with the sword. Anybody that has a hand in hurting these black people will pay the ultimate price at the end. So if you are a Babylonian watching this right here, this video right here, you better make sure you have nothing to do with your evil brothers and sisters that's doing all of this evil, or the Lord is coming for you. Now, he coming for you either way. You're going straight into slavery. You are going straight into slavery with chains on your neck, hands, and feet. But at least your life might, hear what I'm saying, it might be spared. If you ain't got nothing to do with harming Israel, it might be spared. Because the Lord is not playing in this day. He's going to get even with all the nations. Now, these Israelites who love their master, see, they don't want to hear stuff like this. Because they know if master go down, I'm going to go down. Because I have betrayed my people for master. And so these Israelites, as well as the Lord, got me marked. So if this kingdom fall, the Lord and his people, they going to get me. Because you do know when any empire falls or any regime falls, all of the sellouts, they get it too. It ain't just the enemies themselves, but all them sellouts, man or woman, they get it. And it's no different here, brothers and sisters. I don't know why when we act like it come to God, these same things do not apply. No, all of this stuff still apply. Okay? So they slew Balaam. So all that wisdom Balaam had, all that counsel, All of that evil he did for money, cursing nations and blessing nations, all that evil he was doing, he was slew with the sword. So what all that money Balaam got, what did it do for him? And that's something we need to understand while we out here selling out to the slave master. We need to understand that one day you gonna draw your last breath. One day you gonna give up that ghost. And guess what? You're gonna have to take an account to the Most High. And he not gonna hear nothing. As they say in the streets, he ain't gonna want to hear your snitching. And I mean the B word. He don't want to hear your snitching. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he reap. Nobody is going to get by. So let's keep reading. Verse 9. It says, and the children of Israel took all the women of Midian captives and their little ones. And took the spoil of all their cattle and all their flocks and all their goods. And they burnt all their cities wherein they dwelt. But I thought God would never allow such an atrocity like this. God is loving. And they burned all their cities wherein they dwelt. This is what the Lord wanted to see. This is what satisfied the Lord's spirit. I want to see some death. I want to see some destruction. I want revenge, because you do realize this was an act of revenge. That's why the Lord say, avenge yourselves. This was an act of revenge. So the Lord ain't nothing like they teach you in these Christian churches. You could just step on God's head, step on his neck and his back, and all he going to do is just love you. That just make him want to hug you even more. No, the Lord say, I want blood. Expiation and blood. That's what I want. I want blood shed. Only then can things be cleansed. So these Christians, they don't understand the living God. They don't know who they're dealing with. They've been taught by this fourth beast. But we read the Bible, we're seeing a totally different God. But let's keep reading. So middle of verse 10, it says, and they burned all their cities wherein they dwelt, and all their goodly castles with fire. And they took all the spoil and all the prey, both of men and of beasts. And they brought the captives and the prey and the spoil unto Moses and Eleazar the priest, and unto the congregation of the children of Israel, unto the camp at the plains of Moab, which are by Jordan near Jericho. 13. And Moses and Eleazar the priest and all the princes of the congregation went forth to meet them without the camp. But look at this though. And Moses was wroth with the officers of the host. And why was he mad? Well, we're going to find out. With the captains over thousands and captains over hundreds, which came from the battle. And Moses said unto them, have ye saved all the women alive? So Moses was upset and angry because they saved the women alive. Brothers and sisters, the Lord didn't tell them to do that. The Lord wanted them to completely annihilate the Midianites. And see, there is a reason why Israel did not do that. But we're going to get to that later. 16. Behold, these women caused the children of Israel through the counsel of Balaam to commit trespass against the Lord. And I noticed that a lot of black men, they hate the heathen men, but they love the heathen women, because they always talk about, yeah, this heathen man, he do this and do that, we gonna destroy him. But I notice when it comes to the women, they don't say the same. But what these stupid black men don't understand is, who do you think raised Mr. Charlie? Who do you think raised Mr. Belvedere, Mr. Smith, Mr. Alexander? Who do you think raised them? Their mothers raised them, these women. The women are probably more, the heathen women are probably more evil than the heathen men. See, the men have the physical strength, the power to battle. The women don't. But make no mistake, these women are very intelligent. They're very smart. And they know how to break a man down. And so these women are responsible, well, if not more responsible than the heathen man. The heathen woman too are the devil. Probably more the devil than the men. See? So Moses wanted them slain as well. That's what the Lord wanted. So it says, these caused the children of Israel through the counsel of Balaam to commit trespass against the Lord in the matter of Peor. Okay, to that false god. And there was a plague among the congregation of the Lord, because that's what happened. The women, they beguiled the men of Israel. And brothers and sisters, that's still going on to this day. These heathen women out here conning the men of Israel. At the end, they shake them down. They get with these Israelite men. And at the end, they shake these Israelite men down for everything that they have. And on top of that, they get these men in trouble. They in jail, prison. A lot of black men in jail and in prison behind these heathen women. They talk about these black women. Oh no, it'll make you cry how many black men is in prison and in jail behind the heathen woman. And you know why? Because these black men will not listen to their head. See, black men always talk about black women not listening. These black women so damn rebellious. They won't listen to me. They want to do what they want to do. They say what they want to say. Well, of course, because you do that to your head. So the Lord is not going to let you experience loyalty in a virtuous woman if you're not virtuous and loyal towards him. It's only right, brothers and sisters. It's only right. That is fair. That is equity. You do this to the Most High, he let your women do this to you. It's only fair, brothers and sisters. Verse 17 says, now therefore kill every male among the little ones, and kill every woman that have known man by lying with him. Okay, so now it's being instructed that Israel is to kill all of the male children and kill all of the women that weren't virgins among the Midianites. And then 18 says, but all the women children, meaning the female babies and little girls that have not known a man, by lying with him, keep alive for yourselves. So the women children, you're going to leave them alone. All right. So obviously, you're dealing with young adults, teenagers, babies. So basically what I'm saying is just keep the females alive. That's what's being said to them. All of the ones too that have not known a man. So obviously that's going to cover the teens, the toddlers, and the babies. But the young adult women, hey, those that haven't been with the man, take them and keep alive for yourselves. Now, I know a lot of women get mad. What? The Lord let these men keep these women alive for themselves? Listen, the Bible say what it say, man. I can't twist nothing. I can't say nothing different. But I will say this. That was not the Lord's perfect will for the men of Israel. See, his perfect will was for them to kill the men, the women, and all the children. That was his perfect will. But because the Israel is disobedient and they don't listen, the Lord allowed them to do this right here. But the Lord, if he had it his way, he would have just, hey, I want you to annihilate them all. But you know Israel, they've been known for this type of behavior. So we're going to just move on. 19. And do ye abide without the camp 7 days, whosoever have killed any person. See, so if you killed somebody, you had to be without the camp 7 days. Because remember, you've been around a dead body. So that makes you ceremonially unclean. Because remember that tabernacle was up, and the Lord, he didn't want no defilement or uncleanliness around him. So he says, you're going to go without the camp 7 days, whosoever have killed any person, and whosoever have touched any slain, purify both yourselves and your captains. No, purify both yourselves and your captives on the 3rd day and on the 7th day. But now we seen that was just in that war. Now King David, he had been in many wars. He killed so many men. He was a very bloody man. It was to the point where the Lord said, David, I don't even want you building a temple to me. We're going to let your son do that, but you ain't going to build no temple to me. Why? Because you're a bloody man. You got too much blood on your hands. So the Lord basically considered David unclean, too bloody. But we know later his son Solomon ended up building the temple for the Lord, because Solomon had not experienced war, had not experienced bloodshed. 20. And purify all your raiment, and all that is made of skins, and all work of goat's hair, and all things made of wood. And Eleazar the priest said unto the men of war which went to the battle, this is the ordinance of the law which the Lord commanded Moses. Only the gold and the silver, the brass, the iron, the tin, and the lead, everything that may abide the fire, ye shall make it go through the fire, and it shall be clean. Nevertheless, it shall be purified with the water of separation. And all that abideth not the fire shall make go through the water. And ye shall wash your clothes on the 7th day, and ye shall be clean. And afterward ye shall come into the camp. Verse 25. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, take the sum of the prey that was taken, both of man and beast, thou and Eleazar the priest, and the chief fathers of the congregation, and divide the prey into 2 parts, between them that took the war upon them, who went out to battle in between all the congregation. And levy a tribute unto the Lord of the men of war which went out to battle, 1 soul of 500, both of the persons and of the beeves, and of the asses, and of the sheep. Take it of their half, and give it unto Eleazar the priest, for a heave offering of the Lord. And of the children of Israel's half thou shalt take 1 portion of 50, of the persons, of the beeves, and of the asses, and of the flocks, of all manner of beasts, and give them unto the Levites, which keep the charge of the tabernacle of the Lord. And Moses and Eleazar the priest did as the Lord commanded Moses. And the booty, being the rest of the prey which the men of war had caught, was 600,000, and 70,000, and 5,000 sheep, and 712,000 beeves. And let me just interject right here. You know, brothers and sisters, it's going to be the same way when we come out of this captivity the second time. It's not going to be like Egypt. Egypt, that was a small thing compared to what the Lord is going to do for us this second time around when he takes us out of Babylon physically. We're going to exploit, brothers and sisters, all these nations. So don't worry about the wealth of the nations, because I know some Israelites get bent out of shape. Man, these nations, they got everything, all the resources, and we sitting up here broke. We impoverished. We can't eat. The Lord like, listen, don't worry about none of that, because when I come back here, all of that stuff that they kept back from y'all, I'm going to give it all to you. I'm going to give all of that stuff to y'all. And really, the reason why they're taking all of the resources like that is because they're actually gathering these things up for us. The wealth of the wicked is stored up for the righteous. That's why you see these nations getting all of this wealth, getting all of these resources. It's like they're stacking it. Because you know why? They are our personal storehouse. They are our personal bank. And when the day come, we gonna cash in. We gonna take everything that they stored up. Because that's how war works, brothers and sisters. When you conquer a kingdom or a nation or nations, you take everything that they got. Didn't it happen to us? When Babylon took us down, what happened? They took everything we had. They took our gold. They took our silver. They took our beryl, our onyx, our beryllium. They took all of that stuff. Well, it's going to be no different from these nations. When the Lord take them down using us, guess what? We're going to plunder their stuff. And so that's why I don't get bent out of shape. I'm not on anxiety pills and all of this stuff. Because I know. I know the Lord will give me everything that they took from us. Because I hear these conscious people in the conscious community, man, they took everything from us. Listen, you ain't got to get bent out of shape. That's why you got to read your Bible and you got to serve your Lord, because he's making a promise to you, brothers and sisters. I'm going to give it all to you. But you got to be children of Israel. You got to be the children of Abraham, excuse me. And who is the children of Abraham? They're Israelites who are they are Israelites of faith. Because all of these promises that the Lord is making to us, we have to have faith. That's why the Lord shared with us the story of Abraham, about him having a child at his old age, knowing that his body was dead. He knew it wasn't dead because, hey, whatever the Lord say, it's going to come to pass. Hey, he said, I'm going to have a child. I'm going to have one. So even though I know my body's dead, it's not dead. See, because we have to be spiritual. We have to be men and women of faith. And I believe the Lord. That's why the Lord say, hey, envy not thou the oppressor. Man, they got these big houses. Man, they got these big cars. Man, they wearing the finest clothing. And I'm sitting over here broke. I can barely afford to eat. I'm in this shack of a house. The Lord say you ain't got to do all of that stuff, be bent out of shape. Things have to be this way right now. But the Lord, like, I'm telling you, I'm coming back to get you. And that is a great test of faith for the Israelites, because Israel is a people in whom there is no faith. And that's why the Lord got it like this. That's why there's a lot of Israelites, they have departed from the Lord in this final hour. They say, listen, I can't take all this Sabbath stuff and reading the Bible and doing all of this. You know, I want to get this money. And getting this money mean I got to forsake the Lord and get out here and do my thing and get this money. And so you see a lot of Israelites defecting to chase out the money. You know why? Because they didn't believe. They didn't have any faith in the words that the Lord told them. I can't do this, so I'm going to have to go operate in Babylon. But you remember what the Lord say, hey, come out of her, my people. Be not partakers of her sin, because when I come back here and if you caught out here operating in this system, calling yourself getting the bag, you're going to go down with these people. And unfortunately, a lot of our people, they're going to go down with this system because it's something out there that they want. Now, they're not going to tell you because they want to look holy, but it's a lot of stuff out here that they want that they feel they can't get because they're operating in this. So they depart from this to go chase after whatever it is they want. And I say to them, hey, go have fun, but just know you're going to pay in the end. When them flames touch your body, I want you to think about whether or not it was worth it to go out here with your master and exploit people. But what can you say? Verse 33, and 12,000 beeves, and 1,000 asses, and 32,000 persons in all, of women that had not known man by lying with them. And the half, which was the portion of them that went out to war, was in number 300,000, and 30,500 sheep. And we need to understand too that these Midianites, these were black men and black women. Okay, the Midianites were not white people. These were a black people. They're not a white people. These were a black people. And they weren't our color. They were our original color. They were dark black brothers and sisters. They was that pure black, not like we are now. Okay. They was the original color. And I just had to put that in there because when we're reading these things, all we think about is the Europeans. No, these people were melanated people. These were people of color, brothers and sisters. But let's keep reading. 37. And the Lord's tribute of the sheep was 615, and the beeves were 36,000, of which the Lord's tribute was 312, and the asses were 30,500, of which the Lord's tribute was 301, and the persons were 16,000, of which the Lord's tribute was 32 persons. And Moses gave the tribute, which was the Lord's heave offering, unto Eleazar the priest, and the Lord commanded, as the Lord commanded Moses. And of the children of Israel's half Moses divided from the men that warred. Now the half that pertained unto the congregation was 3,000, and 30,000, and 7,500 sheep, and the 36,000 beeves, and 30,000 asses, and 500, and 16,000 persons. Even of the children of Israel's half, Moses took one portion of 50, both of man and of beasts, and gave them unto the Levites, which kept the charge of the tabernacle of the Lord, as the Lord commanded Moses. And the officers, which were over thousands of the hosts, the captains of thousands and captains of hundreds, came near unto Moses. And they said unto Moses, Thy servants have taken the sum of the men of war which were under our charge, and there lacketh not one man of us. We have therefore brought an oblation for the Lord, an offering for the Lord, what every man have gotten of jewels of gold, chains and bracelets, rings, earrings, tablets, to make an atonement for our souls before the Lord. And Moses and Eleazar the priest took the gold of them, even all wrought Jews. And this was a good thing that they were doing this, because you need to show some gratitude towards the Lord. Because I know in the day that the Lord bring down this fourth beast, Israel sure enough gonna show some gratitude. They gonna praise the Lord like they ain't never praised the Lord before. Israel know how to shout, but they ain't gonna never have shouted as good as when the Lord bring this fourth beast down. And I wait for that day, brothers and sisters, every single day. I wait for the day where I don't have to go shop at a food store and see these heathen faces. I'm tired of getting my food from these people that hate me. I'm tired of when I get injured, I got to go to these hospitals and look at these people who you know hate you. Everything you need, you have to get it from them. That's a curse, brothers and sisters. Now, a lot of Israelites, they love these people and they don't see their situation as being dire or as being a curse, but I do. Because the Bible tells me this is a curse. And so you got these sellout Israelites, they love it here in Babylon. They think this place is just as good. I love going to the store, seeing my heathens, shopping from them, getting everything I need from them, or I hate it. I don't like it, brothers and sisters. When I go into a store, when I go into a hospital or any establishment, I want to see my own people. I don't want to see these other people. I want to see my own people. And that's natural, brothers and sisters. But see, when you talk like I just talked right then, these Israelites call you racist. They say you're evil. You just hate people. No, this is natural, brothers and sisters. To want to be around your own, to want to see your own. To every other nation of people, that is natural. Look at these heathen, at least here in the States. I've been hearing them complaining, man, I'm tired of going to these places and all I see is black people. Black people are everywhere. They're taking over everything. That's what they're saying. They say, I want to see a white male or a white female in these establishments. And I have no issue with that, brothers and sisters. I think that is the absolute correct way to think. And my beef is not with them. Sometimes, because we know what they're going to get. But my focus is never them, brothers and sisters. My focus is on my people and their mindset. Our mindset is corrupt. We force ourselves onto everybody. We don't want to be around each other. We don't want to have our own stuff. We want to invade what other nations got going on. No, get your own stuff. But we don't want to do that. You know why? Because we hate each other. And our pastors further perpetuate that by telling us to love other nations, to love everybody. Why would you tell the children of Israel to love everybody when you know that by default they don't love each other? So you automatically know that's going to make them love the nations even more. No, there needs to be a strict focus in these churches. Don't even mention the other nations when it comes to love. You need to mention only Israel. Love your people. Because we need to drill this love in Israel's head for each other. Don't tell them to love everybody. They already love everybody. You don't have to keep telling them that because they already love everybody. But they don't love themselves. Okay, but I don't want to get caught up on that. Let's keep on reading because this was a fairly long chapter. I don't want to go an hour. I'm at 43 minutes right now. So let's go ahead and try to finish this out. Verse 52. And all the gold of the offering that they offered up to the Lord, of the captain of thousands and of the captains of hundreds, was 16,750 shekels. For the man of war had taken spoil, every man for himself. And Moses and Eleazar the priests took the gold of the captains of thousands and of hundreds and brought it into the tabernacle of the congregation for a memorial for the children of Israel for the Lord. And a memorial is something that you can think back on or look back on and say, hey, this happened right here. Let us remember this. And that's what this whole Bible is. It's a big memorial, brothers and sisters, for us to let us know in captivity that the Lord is going to deliver us, brothers and sisters. Make no mistake. That's why we're reading all of this. Because as Paul said in his day, we're going to repeat again in our day. These things were written aforetime for our learning. So that way we don't lose hope, and that way we don't lose faith in this captivity. That we can look back and see how the Lord deliver our ancestors. And we know no matter how bad it gets, because it's going to get bad, trust me. We know the Lord ain't going to leave us in this state forever. There's going to come a day when he's going to forgive us, and he's going to have mercy on us again, and he's going to move on our behalf again. And when that happens, the fourth kingdom, all these nations, they better watch out, because the children of Israel will be on top once again in their rightful place. And I hope you guys got some understanding, and I will see you in the next chapter. Shalom.